Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is having a blessed afternoon. I'm having a blessed afternoon. Okay, so let's jump let's jump right into this topic. Okay? Um I wasn't gonna do this topic because it's it's a very touchy topic. Committing adultery on someone, they consider it cheating, but the religious aspect of it, the religious sin is adultery, right? And this was sent down by the Creator. This is in of the commandments that was set down. Thou shalt not commit adultery, right? Thou should get married. And most of the people that's reporting this reporting this topic on Remy Martin and Papoose, most of these individuals part in relationships committing fornication, having sexual intercourses with individuals that you're not even married with. So this is why I didn't want to report this topic. But what I'm going to do is talk about the seriousness of committing these sinful acts in the sight of the Creator that none of us should be doing. Right? None of us should not be committing these acts, even though at one particular time in our life we did. I know how I know how it feels to be married and somebody commit adultery on you. Somebody commits adultery on you and leave you, and you are the person that never committed adultery on the person. Right? That's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. It's not going to sit well with your spirit. It's not going to sit well with your spirit, man. It's not. You know, individuals talk. The way the individuals talk is crazy because all people sitting around and, they criticizing, they shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. But majority of the time that these individuals that's doing this, they out here committing fornication. They're sleeping with multiple partners. Okay? They're not married. And they committing these heinous acts. These acts that's not acceptable in the Creator eyesight. This is why I said it's very important to get back to the worship of the Creator. Right? So, I'm going to give a little history. In 16 states, adultery is considered a crime. It's considered a crime. In 16 states, it's considered a crime. It's a punishable act. You can end up in jail. New York suspended the act. So now you could just commit adultery and nothing's going to happen to you in the sight of man. But in the sight of the Creator, something will happen to you. Something will happen to you in the sight of the Creator. This is why I said that, with man-made rules and regulation, it is meant to be broken. It is meant to be broken because they procreated the rules and regulations to be broke for their likening. It is to keep individuals in line, and the individuals that procreated it and wrote it, it is meant for them to break it. This is one of the sinful acts that really nobody really cares about it. Anybody can commit it and no justice is done. But under the New York state law, it was considered punishable up to jail, I think 90 days and a $500 fine. But years before that, years ago, when the commandment happened with adultery, you're supposed to get lashed. No, excuse me, you're supposed to get stoned to death. That was during Moses' time. Peace and blessings be upon him. During Moses' time, they were stoning people to death for committing adultery on their party, because adultery is a very, very major sin. People don't look at it that it's not major. It is a very, very major sin. The same thing with fornication. These are sins. And the reason why I didn't say I don't want to talk to you, somewhere down the line, somebody committed these sins. And they wasn't punished about it. They didn't go to jail. They didn't pay the fine of $500. They did 90 days. They went on with their life, of divorce, stuff like that. Now, a lot of people, right? A lot of people is reporting about Remy Martin. She committed adultery. She committed adultery first. How adultery work, right? Being that they don't stone anybody no more, they don't put anybody in jail for 90 days. You don't have to pay $500 as a fine, as it's considered a misdemeanor, a B misdemeanor in New York City. You don't have to do none of these things anymore. Okay? Committing adultery. So I'm going to break down the process of committing adultery and how you're supposed to handle it spirituality way. Because you're supposed to be stoned to death. For fornication, you're supposed to be lashed. For fornication, having sex with one another and you're not married, you're supposed to be lashed, like 100 lashes in front of the whole community. Because what it does, fornication and adultery is hand in hand. What it does, it kills the spirit and the fragment of society, of the community. It spreads sin upon sin. This is why a lot of marriages is breaking up. This is why a lot of marriages is not lasting. A lot of relationships is not lasting. Because when you first meet each other, it's physical attraction. And next thing you know, you're having relationships with one another. You're having relationships with one another. Nothing is based on the Creator's eye anymore. And his love for us to follow his rules and regulation. We are following man's rules and regulation. And when you follow rules and regulation, there's no point of return. You're going to keep indulging in sin upon sin, sin upon sin, sin upon sin. And this is what we teach in our children and society, that is okay to commit adultery and fornication on our partners and our loved ones. So when you commit these heinous acts nowadays, these sinful acts nowadays, right? And I'm talking about the adultery and the individuals that are committing these sinful acts, the adulterers. This is what you're supposed to do. Anyone that commit this sin against you, the person that got hurt, supposed to hold themselves. They don't supposed to go into another relationship. Okay, you're not going to get stoned together. You're not going to jail, right? The religious and the righteous way to do it is to hold yourself, build yourself up, work out, seek counseling, pray. This is what you do during the process while you seek a divorce. While you seek a divorce, you're supposed to work on your spirituality, not jump up, right? And go outside and then you commit adultery yourself. You both are adulterers, Papoose and Remy Martin. People is out here clout chasing because these are two celebrities and their names are big. And then that they was representing a beautiful marriage, a beautiful relationship. And it was these people was black people. They was natives of the land. They was natives of the land. They was born natives of the land. So they represent some type of benefit and uphold, so people could look at their relationship and their marriage and work on themselves. Because They did it. And I'm not going to get in the story that he held her down for all them years and why would she violate him? That's the same question. Why are you reporting these things and you are fornicating with other people and committing adultery? Most of the individuals that's reporting this. This is a touchy situation. I'm not going to come along and dialogue with individuals and be like, yeah, she's this, she's that. Both of them are wrong. Both of them are wrong. When Eve bit the when Eve bit the apple, in the Quran, the Creator said, both of them sin. Both of them sin. They both sin. It doesn't matter who committed the act first. The end result, both of them to sin. Papoose supposed to have spiritually did not seek another woman. If he was, he had to make sure that his marriage was over, that she wasn't pregnant. And there's a period where that is 6 months or 8 months. You don't supposed to even have sexual intercourse with nobody to make sure she's not pregnant. Then you wait another 4 months to get married. Then you give her back her gifts that you gave her when she got married. Then you finalize your divorce. There's a process of it, of getting divorced. The Creator does not like divorce. He tries to avoid it. That's why he put months as close to, if you do things right in the spiritual sense, because a lot of people that's talking, and you watch they talk because they just capping. They don't know anything about adultery. They never was married because they've been committing fornication all their life. They ain't worrying about getting married. They don't know the righteous way. They don't know what the Creator says and what it entails. It takes close to 2 years to get a divorce spiritually, because the Creator don't like divorces, because he know what it do to the physical body, the spiritual body, and the children in the household. That's why he really frowned upon it. But he said, if you must get a divorce, right? This is the protocols, what you do. But for fornication, you lash in front of the whole community. For adultery, you stone to death. They dig a hole, right? And put your head right there in the dirt or sand, wherever it's at. And I guess whoever leads the community at the time come and pick people to smash your head with boulders and rocks in front of everybody. This is how it was done. It wasn't done the way individuals do. Oh, you get 90 days in jails and you got to pay a $500 fine. It was considered a crime. No, this is considered a major sin. And if the human beings don't want to abide by the rules and regulation, he would take control of it and deal with it in his own ways and actions. Where individuals commit these hideous sins. I didn't want to touch on this topic because I've seen most of the topics and most of the people, they not talking the truth. They point their fingers, well, he had the right to do this. No, he do not have the right to commit adultery. You telling him to commit adultery. Well, she went over to commit adultery with him, so you could commit adultery. And this is what society wants. This is what the government wants, to stain your spirituality. Nobody follows the rules and regulations of the Creator anymore. They follow what man says. I'm not gonna play along with the games. I'm gonna tell you how I feel and what I study and what my third eye and what my soul said to say. I'm not gonna say, oh, she committed an act of adultery act. She's supposed to have got stoned to death. That's how that's supposed to go. It doesn't matter if she's a male, female. Whoever committed adultery supposed to get stoned to death in front of the whole society, in front of the whole community, so everybody can see. There's a lesson. I'm not going to do that. You ain't going to dig a hole in the ground and put my head up and everybody, like 15 people throwing rocks on my head to make sure that I'm dead. That's how it was done. So society didn't want to do that. They want to do away with that punishment. They put the punishment of it's a class B misdemeanor, is up to 90 days in jail, and you pay a $500 fine. Okay. Now some of the states, I didn't say some of the states that adultery is considered a crime. This include Carolinas, Georgia, Mississippi, New York, Utah, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Idaho, Oakland, Massachusetts, Illinois, Kansas, Florida, and Arizona. These states where committing adultery is considered a crime. It is considered worse than a crime in the eyesight of the Creator. This is man-made. So they didn't want to kill nobody of committing these acts anymore, or stoning them to death. So they said, we're going to procreate, and this is what it is. Because these very individuals was committing adultery and fornication, these very same individuals. So they're not going to write the law to go against them so they can die. They're going to write against it. They're going to put something there. Okay, it's 90 days. $500 in fine. It's a misdemeanor. Probably in some states, I don't know if it's a felony. I don't know. That committing adultery should be the highest form of crime. It should be considered a felony. Because many people get hurt behind this, even murdered, when they sleep with somebody else and they marry somebody else's loved one. People lose their mind, man. They lose their mind. This should be considered a felony. You should be in jail for 5 years, 10 years. Actually, 5 years. I say 5 years the limit. You should be in jail. The individuals that wrote these man-made laws, they break it themselves. So they made a light sentence. But under the Creator eye, you're going to get punished. And you may not even know it. So this is why I didn't want to report this about Papoose and Remy Martin, because both of them are wrong. Remy Martin was wrong. She's supposed to have dealt with swiftly. She's supposed to have been dealt with swiftly. She's supposed to have got stoned to death. In the old days, in the old rules and regulations, she would have got stoned in front of the whole community by committing adultery of her husband. And it was wrong for Papoose to come behind her, knowing that is the law, knowing come behind her to start dating someone else while they married. Now he's committing adultery. It doesn't matter what form. If you're talking to the woman on the phone, if you texting her, or you're going out dinner, that's all adultery. Because it leads to sin. It leads to immorality. It leads to sex. And the more you keep reporting on this, the more adultery and the more fornication is going to get the numbers up. The individuals that reporting this themselves, I don't know, allegedly, is probably committing fornication, sleeping with multiple people. This is why I didn't want to report this. This is adultery. This is one of the most hideous sins and crimes that man can do upon his partner, upon the world, period. Because this is one of the commandments. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not murder. Yes. So I would like to end this topic with We all need to clean our closet. Stop throwing stones at everybody's house and throw stones at your house. Stop throwing stones at everybody's house and couch chasing, and tell the truth, even if it's against yourself. I suppose I got lashes so many times committing fornication. I supposed to get lashes so many times of committing fornication. I am no better than you. I'm telling the truth. But the way man wrote it, you can commit these crimes and nothing will happen to you. In this life, you think so. It is being written down in the unseen world that you cannot see, and you will answer for it. So I would like to end this live, but have a blessed Thursday. And remember that 2025 is coming up. Let's bring 2025 in with excellent vibes and excellent energy. That's all I have to say. Peace, y'all. Peace.